Sell up or vanish from American stores. President Joe Biden has signed a bill that could lead to a nationwide ban on TikTok if its Chinese owner ByteDance doesn't divest from the app. But the deadline is in about a year's time. That's after the 2024 election. Politicians are worried TikTok may share sensitive user data with the Chinese government. The company has always denied the allegations and says it will challenge what it calls an unconstitutional law in court. Well, the stakes are high for TikTok, losing its biggest market with 170 million users. The video sharing app helps generate billions of dollars for more than 7 million American businesses and supports more than 224,000 jobs. The legal battle could take months or years to settle. Meanwhile, TikTok will likely still be available in the US. India banned TikTok in 2020, while other countries, including Britain, Australia, Canada and France, have blocked it on official devices. We'll discuss all of this. Joining me now from Berlin is Frederike Kaltheuner. She's a tech policy expert. A very warm welcome to you. So let me start by asking you this. Was the US, or is the US, right about its fears surrounding TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance?
I think the fears are correct. The response raises some really serious questions and consider bad precedent. So there are basically two main concerns about TikTok. The first one is, like any other social media app, TikTok collects vast amounts of data. And the fear is that because the Chinese government has a lot of influence over companies in its territory, like ByteDance, the fear is that the Chinese government could access data on over 170 million US Americans. So that's the privacy fear. The second fear is about manipulation and election interference. TikTok is so popular because its algorithm is really good at recommending content. It's very hard to see from the outset how and why content is recommended and how content is being moderated. Again, the American fear here is that this means that the app could be influenced by the Chinese government to spread misinformation, for censorship, and to influence the elections. So those are the concerns. However, there are many things the US government could do instead of banning the app wholesale.
If the ban does go into force, it won't be for at least 9 months' time. And the assumption is that there may well be some legal pushback from TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance, as well. It does beg the question, therefore, is this purely a political move, especially as one former US President Donald Trump seemed keen on banning TikTok too?
I don't think this is a purely political move. There seems to be a bipartisan support or bipartisan concern about TikTok. Trump tried to ban the app when he was in office. It failed due to a legal challenge. Now this is the second attempt at banning the app. We will expect legal challenges coming from TikTok, who claim that a ban violates the First Amendment. So I don't think it's cynical. There are real concerns. It's still a very bold move to just ban an entire app when the United States, for instance, could implement a comprehensive data privacy law that currently doesn't exist. The US could implement a platform law or platform regulation, such as the European Union has, that would force all social media apps, including TikTok, to be much, much more transparent about how they operate.
Microsoft, Oracle, even Walmart have been flagged as potential buyers of TikTok. How do you go about buying a company like this? And how much does it even cost?
I think, first of all, the question is, would ByteDance even want to sell TikTok? So the Chinese government passed a law that means the government has to agree to any purchase of critical technology, and TikTok and its algorithm have been deemed critical. So the first question is, would the Chinese government even agree to a sale of TikTok? The second one is the price tag. The US is TikTok's largest market. I already said 170 million users. Last year, the Financial Times reported 16 billion in sale. There are very few American companies that could even afford a purchase of an app like TikTok.
Given the number of users in the United States and indeed globally, it does beg the question, what sort of impact a ban on TikTok there would have on small businesses, for instance, that use TikTok as a really important marketing tool, for instance?
Well, we've seen from other countries, India has banned TikTok a few years ago. We've seen that small businesses, influencers moved on to other platforms. Not all people who have a large following on TikTok have the same following, let's say, on Instagram or on other apps. So there's a question whether some people lose out in this move. But we've generally seen that people shift to other apps when an app gets banned.
Is there any scope here?
But also
Is there any scope here, sorry to interrupt, for China to potentially retaliate if this ban goes ahead?
a lot of American apps are already banned in China. I think it's definitely not a positive step towards good US-Chinese relationships.
OK, Frederike Kaltheuner, great to have you on Counting the Cost. Many thanks.
Thank you.